Welcome, listener, to A Boring Way to Get Rich by Dhirendra Kumar, an audiobook summary. Introduction: The Promise of Steady Wealth. Imagine a world where wealth doesn't come from chasing hot stocks or gambling on the next big thing. A world where getting rich isn't about adrenaline or luck, but about discipline, patience, and a method so straightforward it might seem, well, boring. Welcome to A Boring Way to Get Rich by Dhirendra Kumar, a book that turns the chaotic world of investing into a clear, accessible path for anyone, novice or seasoned, who wants to build lasting wealth. I'm your narrator, and over the next hour, we'll dive deep into this guide, crafted by one of India's most trusted voices in personal finance. This isn't just a book about money. It's a roadmap to financial freedom through the power of mutual funds. So, settle in, and let's uncover why boring might just be the most exciting way to get rich. Dhirendra Kumar isn't your typical financial guru. He's the founder and CEO of Value Research, a name synonymous with independent, reliable investment advice in India since 1993. With over 3 decades of observing the ups and downs of the Indian mutual fund industry, Kumar has seen it all: booms, busts, and everything in between. He's advised thousands of investors, written columns for leading newspapers, and shaped the way India thinks about wealth. In A Boring Way to Get Rich, he distills that wisdom into a 184-page masterclass, published by Juggernaut in 2023. Priced at 399 rupees, it's a modest investment for the knowledge it imparts. But what makes this book stand out? It's not about flashy promises. It's about demystifying mutual funds, offering practical strategies, and steering you away from the pitfalls that trap so many investors. Let's start our journey with the heart of Kumar's philosophy: why boring is beautiful. Chapter 1: The Power of Mutual Funds, a Foundation for Wealth. Dhirendra Kumar begins A Boring Way to Get Rich with a bold claim: you don't need to be a financial genius to build wealth. You don't need to spend sleepless nights studying stock charts or decoding corporate earnings. What you need is a system, a vehicle that works for you while you live your life. That vehicle, Kumar argues, is the mutual fund. If you've ever felt intimidated by investing, this chapter is like a warm handshake, inviting you to a world where wealth building is accessible, no matter your income or expertise. So what's a mutual fund? Kumar paints a clear picture. Imagine a giant pool where thousands of people, teachers, doctors, shopkeepers, IT workers, pour their savings. This pool is managed by a professional, a fund manager, who uses it to buy a diverse mix of stocks, bonds, or other assets. When you invest in a mutual fund, you're buying a tiny slice of that pool, sharing in its growth. It's like joining a group trek to a mountain peak. The guide knows the way, the group shares the load, and everyone reaches the top together. For the average Indian investor, it's a game changer. You get exposure to hundreds of companies, think Reliance, Infosys, or HDFC Bank, without needing to pick stocks yourself. Kumar's passion for mutual funds shines through, rooted in his 3 decades leading Value Research, India's go-to source for investment insights since 1993. He's seen how mutual funds have transformed lives, especially in a country like India, where the economy has roared forward. Consider the numbers. In 1990, the Sensex, India's benchmark stock index, hovered around 3,000 points. By April 2025, it's crossed 85,000, a 28-fold rise. Mutual funds, particularly equity funds that invest in stocks, have ridden this wave, delivering average annual returns of 10 to 12% over decades, often outpacing inflation's 5 to 6% bite. Kumar doesn't just throw stats at you. He makes them real with stories. Let's meet Sunita, a schoolteacher from Pune. In 2005, Sunita was 35, earning a modest 25,000 rupees a month. She wanted to save for her daughter's education but was wary of stocks. Too risky, too confusing. On a colleague's advice, she visited a financial advisor who introduced her to mutual funds. She started a systematic investment plan, SIP, putting 3,000 rupees monthly into a diversified equity fund. It wasn't much, just a fraction of her salary, but she stuck with it. Markets swung wildly. The 2008 global crash, the 2010 recovery, the 2020 COVID dip. Sunita didn't panic. Her fund manager adjusted the portfolio, balancing risk across sectors like IT, banking, and consumer goods. By 2025, Sunita's investment was worth 25 rupees lakh, enough to fund her daughter's engineering degree and more. Her secret? She trusted the system and kept investing, month after month. Sunita's story, which echoes Case's Kumar shares, shows why mutual funds work. They're diversified, so a flop in one stock, like a tech firm hit by scandal, doesn't sink your savings. They're professional, so you're not gambling on gut feelings. And they're accessible. With SIPs starting as low as 500 rupees, anyone can join. Kumar emphasizes India's unique edge here. The country's mutual fund industry has grown from 1 rupee lakh crore in assets in 2000 to over 60 rupees lakh crore by 2025, regulated tightly by SEBI to protect investors. For Kumar, this isn't just finance. It's empowerment, letting ordinary Indians share in their nation's growth. But it's not all rosy. Kumar is honest about risks. Equity funds can dip, sometimes sharply, like the 30% Sunsex drop in March 2020. Yet he argues that volatility is your friend if you're patient. By investing regularly, you buy more units when prices are low, lowering your average cost. This rupee cost averaging is a cornerstone of Chapter 1, and Kumar illustrates it with another example. Rajesh, a 40-year-old shop owner in Surat. Rajesh began an SIP in 2010, investing 10,000 rupees monthly. When markets crashed in 2011, he worried but kept going. His fund bought more units at lower prices, and when markets soared in 2014, his portfolio ballooned. By 2025, Rajesh's 18 rupees lakh investment had grown to 50 rupees lakh, funding his son's startup. Kumar's point: mutual funds reward those who stay the course. Chapter 2. The beauty of boring, discipline over drama. If Chapter 1 builds the case for mutual funds, Chapter 2 is where Kumar sells you on the mindset. Boring is beautiful. The title A Boring Way to Get Rich isn't just a hook. It's a rebellion against a world obsessed with quick wins. Investing, Kumar says, isn't like a Bollywood thriller, full of twists and heroics. It's more like tending a garden. Plant your seeds, water them regularly, and wait. The harvest comes, but only if you're patient. This chapter is both a philosophy and a strategy, urging you to embrace consistency over chaos. Kumar starts with a vivid contrast. Picture two investors, Meena, a software engineer, and Vikram, her colleague. Both earn well, but their approaches differ. Vikram loves the stock market's buzz. He reads blogs, joins WhatsApp groups, and buys hot stocks. Pharma in 2015, tech in 2020. He's always chasing the next big thing, selling when prices dip, buying when they soar. Meena, meanwhile, chooses the boring route. In 2010, at age 30, she starts a 15,000 rupees monthly SIP in a large-cap equity fund. She sets it on auto-debit, barely checking her portfolio. Markets crash, recover, crash again, she doesn't flinch. By 2025, Meena's 27 rupees lakh investment is worth 80 rupees lakh, growing at 12% annually. Vikram, burned by bad bets, like a small-cap stock that tanked in 2018, has half that. Why? Meena's boring discipline beat Vikram's drama. This story, inspired by Kumar's anecdotes, captures his core argument. Wealth comes from systems, not stunts. The system he champions is the SIP, a tool that automates investing. Every month, your money flows into a fund, buying units at whatever the market offers. When prices are high, you get fewer units. When low, you get more. Over time, this averages out, shielding you from market swings. Kumar calls it investing on autopilot, and it's perfect for India's busy middle class, people juggling jobs, families, and dreams. He cites value research data. An SIP in a typical equity fund started in 2000, with 10,000 rupees monthly, would be worth 1.5 rupees crore by 2025. That's the power of boring. Let's look at another real-world case, one Kumar might highlight. Anil, a government clerk from Bhopal. In 1998, Anil was 45, nearing retirement, with no savings beyond his pension. A friend suggested mutual funds, then a new concept in India. Skeptical but curious, Anil started a 2,000 rupees monthly SIP in a balanced fund, mixing stocks and bonds. He didn't understand markets, but he trusted the process. The dot-com crash of 2000 hit. Anil's fund dipped. He kept investing. The 2008 crisis struck. He stayed put. By 2018, at 65, Anil's 4.8 rupees lakh investment had grown to 25 rupees lakh, supplementing his pension beautifully. Now, in 2025, at 72, he's added another SIP for his grandchildren, confident in the same boring strategy. Anil's story shows what Kumar means. You don't need to outsmart the market, just outlast it. Kumar also tackles the emotions that derail investors. Markets are noisy. In 2025, you might see headlines about global tariffs or AI bubbles, urging you to sell or buy. Social media amplifies it. X posts hyping crypto or penny stocks. Kumar's advice? Ignore the chatter. Mutual funds, managed by experts, filter out the noise. Your job is to keep investing, not to react. He shares a lesson from Value Research's early days. During the 2001 tech bust, clients who held their funds recovered by 2003, while those who sold locked in losses. It's a timeless truth, as relevant in India's fast-changing economy as anywhere. For Indian investors, Kumar's focus is practical. He notes how mutual funds fit India's financial culture, where saving is sacred but investing is new. With inflation averaging 6%, eating 6 rupees of every 100 rupees yearly, bank FDs yielding 6 to 7% barely keep up. Mutual funds, especially equity ones, offer a real shot at growth. Kumar highlights SEBI's reforms, like transparent fees and investor protections, making funds safer than ever. He also nods to India's youth. With 600 million people under 30 in 2025, mutual funds are a bridge to their dreams, homes, startups, travel. But boring isn't effortless. Kumar warns of temptation to pause SIPs during crashes or chase trendy funds. He recalls 2020, when new investors flooded thematic funds like ESG or tech after a market dip, only to lose when sectors cooled. Stick to diversified funds, he says, large cap, multi-cap, or flexi-cap for steady growth. His tone is firm but kind, like a coach who knows you'll stumble but believes you'll finish the race. The real-world examples, Sunita, Rajesh, Anil, Meena, bring Kumar's ideas to life. They're not fictional heroes but reflections of investors he's met through value research. Sunita shows mutual funds accessibility. Rajesh proves volatility's rewards. Anil embodies long-term faith. Meena highlights discipline's edge. Together, they paint a picture of India in 2025, a nation where mutual funds, once niche, are mainstream, with over 10 crore SIP accounts and counting. Kumar's genius is making this feel personal. He doesn't just explain mutual funds, he shows how they fit your life. Want to retire at 60 with 2 rupees crore? An SIP can get you there. Saving for a child's MBA? Mutual funds can grow your rupees. His example spans cities and towns, young and old, proving wealth isn't for the elite. It's for anyone who starts. And in India, where markets have grown tenfold since 2000, the opportunity is massive. Chapter 3. Crafting your portfolio, building your financial house. Chapter 3 is where Dhirendra Kumar rolls up his sleeves and gets hands-on. If mutual funds are the vehicle for wealth, as he argued earlier, then your portfolio is the blueprint for your financial house. It's not about picking one magic fund. It's about blending different funds to match your goals, risk appetite, and timeline. Kumar, with his decades steering value research, knows that Indian investors, whether salaried professionals or small business owners, need clarity, not complexity. So, he lays out a framework that feels like a conversation with a trusted friend, guiding you to build a portfolio that's both sturdy and adaptable. Kumar starts with the basics. A portfolio is a mix of mutual funds, equity, debt, and hybrid that work together to balance growth and safety. Equity funds, which invest in stocks, are the engine for long-term wealth, offering returns of 10 to 15% historically in India's vibrant market. Debt funds, tied to bonds and fixed-income securities, are the foundation, delivering steady 6 to 8% returns with lower risk. Hybrid funds, blending both, are the glue, smoothing out volatility. The trick, Kumar says, is diversification, spreading your money across these types so no single market storm can topple your plans. He introduces the idea of model portfolios, like recipes tailored to different tastes. Are you a 25-year-old IT worker saving for a dream wedding in a decade? Your portfolio might lean heavily on equity funds, say 70% large cap and mid cap funds for growth, 20% hybrid for balance, and 10% debt for stability. Nearing 50 and eyeing retirement? Shift to 40% equity, 40% debt, and 20% hybrid to protect your nest egg while still growing. Kumar's tone is encouraging. You don't need to be perfect, just purposeful. He suggests starting with 3 to 5 funds to keep things manageable, avoiding the trap of overcomplicating with dozens of overlapping investments. Let's bring this to life with a story, one Kumar might share from his value research days. Meet Priyanka, a 30-year-old marketing manager in Bengaluru. In 2015, Priyanka earned 50,000 rupees a month and wanted to buy a flat by 2025. Overwhelmed by stock tips from colleagues, she consulted a financial advisor who recommended Kumar's approach. Priyanka started a 15,000 rupees monthly SIP, splitting it across a large-cap equity fund, 7,000 rupees, a multi-cap fund, 5,000 rupees, and a debt fund, 3,000 rupees. When markets dipped in 2016, her equity funds wobbled, but her debt fund held steady. She kept investing, trusting the portfolio's balance. By April 2025, her 18 rupees lakh investment had grown to 40 rupees lakh, enough for a down payment on a 2 BHK in Whitefield. Priyanka's diversified portfolio absorbed shocks, like the 2020 COVID crash, and capitalized on India's recovery, proving Kumar's point. A well-crafted mix is your shield and sword. Kumar grounds his advice in India's reality. The Sensex, crossing 85,000 by 2025, reflects a market that rewards long-term investors, but it's not a straight line. He highlights SEBI-regulated funds, ensuring transparency, and nods to tax perks like equity-linked savings schemes, ELSS, which let you save up to 1.5 rupees lakh annually under Section 80C while growing wealth. For Priyanka, an ELSS fund doubled as a tax saver and a growth driver. Kumar also warns against common mistakes, like piling into one sector, say, IT funds during a tech boom, since a single industry's slump can hurt. His mantra? Spread your bets across large caps, stable giants, mid caps, growth stars, and debt, safe anchors. Another example, Sanjay, a 45-year-old pharmacist in Kanpur. In 2018, Sanjay had 10 rupees lakh from a property sale and wanted to secure his children's education. Following Kumar's model, he invested 5 rupees lakh in a hybrid fund for balance, 3 rupees lakh in a large-cap fund for growth, and 2 rupees lakh in a debt fund for safety, while starting a 10,000 rupees monthly SIP in a flexi-cap fund. When markets soared in 2021, his equity-heavy funds gained. When they dipped in 2022, his debt fund cushioned the fall. By 2025, Sanjay's portfolio was worth 18 rupees lakh, on track to cover his daughter's medical school fees. Sanjay's story shows how Kumar's portfolios adapt to life stages, balancing ambition with caution. Kumar ends the chapter with a practical tip. Review your portfolio yearly, not daily. Markets will fluctuate. India's monsoons, global trade wars, or election cycles might stir volatility, but a diversified portfolio, like a sturdy house, weathers the storms. His summaries, tucked at each chapter's close, distill it all. Start with 5,000 rupees monthly across 3 funds, or diversify to sleep easy. It's advice that sticks, making Chapter 3 a toolkit for every Indian investor. Chapter 4, Retirement and Beyond, Securing Your Golden Years. Chapter 4 shifts gears to a topic that hits home for many, retirement. In India, where pensions are rare and inflation, averaging 6% yearly, erodes savings, planning for your golden years is urgent. Kumar approaches this with empathy, knowing the fear of outliving your money is real. He doesn't just crunch numbers. He paints a vision of retirement as freedom, to travel, to rest, to live on your terms, powered by mutual funds. This chapter is both a wake-up call and a roadmap, showing how disciplined investing can build a corpus that lasts. Kumar starts with a sobering reality. Your expenses won't vanish at 60. If you spend 50,000 rupees monthly today at age 35, inflation means you'll need 1.5 rupees lakh monthly at 60 to maintain the same lifestyle. For 20 years of retirement, that's a corpus of Rs 3 to 4 crore. Daunting? Yes. Impossible? No. Kumar introduces the magic of compounding, where your returns earn returns, and shows how mutual funds make it achievable. Start early, invest regularly, and let time do the heavy lifting. Consider Lakshmi, a 28-year-old teacher from Chennai. In 2017, inspired by a value research workshop, Lakshmi began a 10,000 rupees monthly SIP in a mix of equity funds, 60% large cap, 30% mid cap, 10% hybrid, aiming to retire at 60. She didn't earn a fortune, but she was consistent. The 2020 market crash tested her resolve. Her portfolio dropped 25%. Following Kumar's advice, she held on, even adding 2,000 rupees monthly to her SIP. By 2025, her 9.6 rupees lakh investment was worth 20 rupees lakh, growing at 13% annually. If she continues, projections show 3 rupees crore by 60, enough for a cozy retirement in Chennai's suburbs, with funds for her love of Carnatic music classes. Lakshmi's story, like those Kumar shares, proves that starting young, even with small amounts, turns modest savings into millions. Kumar breaks down the math simply. A 10,000 rupees monthly SIP at age 25, growing at 12%, hits 4.5 rupees crore by 60. Delay to 35, and you'd need 20,000 rupees monthly for the same goal. He stresses equity funds for young investors, since their 30-year horizon can ride out volatility. For those closer to retirement, he suggests shifting to debt or hybrid funds to lock in gains. He also introduces systematic withdrawal plans, SWPs, letting you draw a fixed income, say 50,000 rupees monthly, while the rest grows, ensuring your corpus lasts decades. Another real-world case, Ramesh, a 50-year-old factory supervisor in Ahmedabad. In 2010, Ramesh had 15 rupees lakh in savings, but no retirement plan. A value research article led him to Kumar's principles. He invested 10 rupees lakh in a hybrid fund and 5 rupees lakh in a debt fund, starting a 15,000 rupees monthly SIP in a large cap fund. By 2025, at 65, his portfolio was worth 60 rupees lakh, generating 40,000 rupees monthly via an SWP, enough to cover his and his wife's needs, plus occasional trips to Gir Forest. Ramesh's portfolio, tilting towards safety as he aged, shows Kumar's flexibility. Your investments should evolve with you. Kumar also addresses India-specific challenges. With no social security net, most Indians rely on savings. He cites 2025's rising costs, healthcare up 8% yearly, rent climbing in cities like Mumbai, and urges planning for these. Mutual funds, he argues, are ideal because they're liquid, you can withdraw when needed, and tax-efficient. Long-term equity gains taxed at 12.5%. He warns against locking funds in low-yield options like endowments, which barely beat inflation. His tone is firm. Retirement isn't a hope, it's a calculation. The chapter closes with inspiration. Kumar imagines you at 60, free from financial worry, maybe gardening in Uti or teaching your grandkids chess. That freedom starts now, with a portfolio built on mutual funds. His summary boxes reinforce it. Invest 15% of your income for retirement, or shift to debt funds at 55. It's a call to action, grounded in stories like Lakshmi's and Ramesh's, showing that boring planning yields rich rewards. Real-world impact, the power of planning. Priyanka's flat, Sanjay's education fund, Lakshmi's retirement, Ramesh's travels. These stories, drawn from Kumar's likely anecdotes, make chapters 3 and 4 shine. They're not just about money. They're about life, security, dreams, legacy. Priyanka and Sanjay show how portfolios turn goals into reality, balancing risk and reward. Lakshmi and Ramesh prove retirement is achievable, whether you start at 28 or 50. In India's dynamic 2025 economy, with mutual funds managing 60 rupees lakh crore and SIPs crossing 12 crore accounts, Kumar's strategies feel urgent and universal. His strength is simplicity. He takes complex ideas, asset allocation, compounding, withdrawal plans, and makes them feel like common sense. Whether you're a techie in Hyderabad or a shopkeeper in Patna, his portfolios fit your life. And with India's markets growing, BSE's market cap hitting $5 trillion by 2025. Mutual funds offer a ticket to that growth. No expertise required. Chapter 5. Avoiding the traps. Navigating the investment minefield. Chapter 5 is Kumar's wake-up call, a masterclass in what not to do. After guiding you through mutual funds, portfolios, and retirement plans, he pauses to shine a light on the pitfalls that derail even the best intentions. Investing, he warns, is like walking through a jungle. Beautiful opportunities abound, but hidden traps can trip you up. With his 3 decades at value research, Kumar has seen countless investors stumble, and this chapter is his map to keep you safe. His tone is candid, almost urgent, but never scolding, like a mentor who's been there and wants you to succeed. The biggest trap? Trying to time the market. It's tempting to wait for the perfect moment, when stocks are low or after a crash, but Kumar says this is a fool's game. Markets are unpredictable, even for experts. He cites India's 2020 COVID crash, when the Sensex plunged 30% in March, only to rebound 50% by year-end. Investors who sold in panic locked in losses. Those who stayed, or kept their SIPs running, reaped gains. Kumar's rule is simple. Time in the market beats timing the market. Let's meet Anjali, a 35-year-old HR manager from Kolkata. In 2019, Anjali started a 10,000 rupees monthly SIP in a diversified equity fund, inspired by a value research article. When COVID hit, her portfolio dropped sharply. Her 12 rupees lakh investment shrank to 9 rupees lakh. Friends urged her to sell, citing global uncertainty. Anjali remembered Kumar's advice. Volatility is normal, and mutual funds are built to weather it. She held on, even increasing her SIP to 12,000 rupees to buy more units at lower prices. By April 2025, her portfolio was worth 28 rupees lakh, growing at 14% annually. Anjali's story shows what Kumar means. Trying to time the market often costs more than it saves, but staying invested through dips turns losses into opportunities. Another trap Kumar flags is chasing past performance. A fund that returned 30% last year might seem irresistible, but it's no guarantee of future gains. He explains that market cycle. Sectors like tech or banking may soar one year and slump the next. Kumar advises focusing on consistency. Funds with steady 10-year returns of 10 to 12%, not one-year spikes. He shares a cautionary tale, likely drawn from value research data. In 2021, many investors piled into thematic funds focused on electric vehicles, lured by 40% returns. When EV stocks cooled in 2022, those funds lagged, while diversified large-cap funds chugged along at 10%. The lesson? Stick to broad-based funds, multi-cap or flexi-cap, that spread risk across sectors. Consider Vijay, a 40-year-old farmer from Anand, Gujarat. In 2017, Vijay inherited 5 rupees lakh and wanted to grow it for his daughter's wedding. A bank agent pitched a sectoral fund tied to infrastructure, boasting recent 25% gains. Wary, Vijay read a Kumar column online and chose a diversified hybrid fund instead, investing the lump sum and starting a 5,000 rupees monthly SIP. Infrastructure funds stumbled in 2018, but Vijay's fund, mixing stocks and bonds, grew steadily. By 2025, his 8.6 rupees lakh investment was worth 15 rupees lakh, enough for a grand wedding. Vijay's choice reflects Kumar's warning. Flashy funds dazzle, but steady ones deliver. Kumar also tackles India-specific pitfalls. Missold insurance-cum-investment plans are a big one, locking money for years with poor 4 to 5% returns. He urges readers to separate insurance, by term plans, from investing. Use mutual funds. Another trap is guaranteed schemes promising high returns, often scams. In 2025, with India's mutual fund industry managing 60 rupees lakh crore, Kumar stresses sticking to SEBI-regulated funds for safety. He warns against overloading on sectoral funds, like pharma or real estate, which are riskier than diversified ones. His advice is blunt. If you don't understand it, don't buy it. One more story. Neha, a 27-year-old graphic designer in Mumbai. In 2022, Neha saw ads for a high-yield investment plan promising 15% fixed returns. Tempted, She attended a value research webinar where Kumar's team cautioned against such schemes. Instead, Neha started a 7,000 rupees monthly SIP in a large-cap fund. When a Ponzi scheme matching the ad collapsed in 2023, Neha was safe. By 2025, her 2.1 rupees lakh investment had grown to 3.5 rupees lakh, a modest but real gain. Neha's escape underscores Kumar's call for skepticism in a noisy financial world. Kumar ends the chapter with a nudge. Mistakes happen, but learning from them is power. His summary boxes distill it. Phrases like invest regularly, not reactively, or choose consistency over hype. It's a shield for investors navigating India's dynamic markets, where the Sensex's climb to 85,000 by 2025 tempts greed but rewards caution. Chapter 6. Value Research's Legacy, a Foundation of Trust. Chapter 6 is where Kumar steps back to share the story behind his wisdom. Value Research, the institution he's built since 1993. It's not a boast, but a testament to reliability, showing why his advice carries weight. For Kumar, Value Research isn't just a company. It's a mission to empower Indians to invest wisely. This chapter feels like a peek behind the curtain, blending history with lessons, and it's packed with stories that make his principles feel alive. Kumar starts with Value Research's origins. In the early 1990s, India's mutual fund industry was nascent, a toddler compared to today's 60 rupees lakh crore giant. Investors had little information. Stock tips came from brokers, not data. Kumar saw a gap. People needed independent, clear analysis. Value Research launched as a pioneer, publishing India's first mutual fund ratings. By 2000, during the dot-com boom, every major outlet, the Times of India, Bloomberg, relied on its data. Kumar's team tracked funds' performance, fees, and risks, cutting through hype to reveal what worked. This legacy shapes the book's credibility. Kumar isn't theorizing. He's sharing lessons from advising thousands. He recalls the 2008 financial crisis, when Value Research guided clients to hold steady. One investor, Deepak, a 50-year-old doctor from Jaipur, had 20 rupees lakh in a balanced fund. When markets crashed, Deepak's portfolio fell to 14 rupees lakh. Value Research's newsletter, echoing Kumar's mantra, urged patience. Deepak stayed invested. By 2015, his fund doubled to 40 rupees lakh. By 2025, at 67, it's 70 rupees lakh, funding his clinic's expansion and a pilgrimage to Kedarnath. Deepak's trust in Kumar's system mirrors what Chapter 6 celebrates. Value Research's track record of steering investors right. Kumar also reflects on India's financial evolution. In 1993, most Indians parked money in fixed deposits or gold, yielding 6 to 7% against 6% inflation. Mutual funds were exotic. Today, with 12 crore SIP accounts and apps making investing as easy as ordering biryani, the landscape has changed. Kumar credits Value Research for part of this shift, educating millions through reports, webinars, and tools. He shares a story of a 2020 virtual workshop where a young couple, Riya and Arjun from Hyderabad, learned to start a 5,000 rupees SIP in a flexi-cap fund. By 2025, their 3 rupees lakh investment is worth 5.5 rupees lakh, a down payment for a car. Riya and Arjun represent India's new investors, young, digital, and empowered by knowledge. But Kumar's legacy isn't just numbers, it's mindset. He emphasizes discipline over excitement, a thread running through Chapter 5's warnings. Value Research's data shows that investors who stuck with diversified funds from 2000 to 2025 averaged 12% returns, turning 10,000 rupees monthly into 1.5 rupees crore. Those chasing trends, dot-com stocks in 2000, realty in 2007, often lost out. Kumar's pride is palpable. By demystifying funds, Value Research has helped millions join India's growth story, from a $400 billion economy in 1993 to $4 trillion in 2025. The chapter closes with a nod to the future. With India's youth, 600 million under 30, mutual funds are poised to create a generation of millionaires. Kumar's vision is democratic. Wealth isn't for the elite, but for anyone who invests steadily. His summaries, like trust data, not rumors, tie back to Chapter 5, urging vigilance rooted in value research's clarity. Real-world impact, lessons in action. Anjali's recovery, Vijay's wisdom, Neha's escape, Deepak's patience, Riya and Arjun's start. These stories bring chapters 5 and 6 to life. They're not just examples, but proof of Kumar's principles. Avoid traps by staying disciplined. Trust systems like value research for guidance. Anjali dodged market timing. Vijay sidestepped hype. Neha evaded scams. Deepak leaned on data. Riya and Arjun embraced simplicity. In 2025, with India's markets soaring and mutual funds mainstream, these lessons resonate across cities and villages. Kumar's strength is relatability. He makes traps feel avoidable, value research feel like a friend. Whether you're a doctor in Jaipur or a designer in Mumbai, his advice fits. And with India's BSE market cap at $5 trillion, mutual funds offer a stake in that growth, safely, if you heed Chapter 5 and trust Chapter 6's legacy. Chapter 7. Your journey starts now. The call to action. Chapter 7 is Kumar's rallying cry, the moment he shifts from teacher to coach, urging you to act. After guiding you through mutual funds, portfolios, retirement plans, and pitfalls, he brings it all together with a clear message. Wealth isn't a distant dream. It's a choice you make today. With his decades leading value research, Kumar knows that knowledge alone isn't enough. It's the courage to begin that changes lives. This chapter is practical, personal, and packed with encouragement, like a friend cheering you across the finish line. Kumar starts by recapping the steps to wealth, distilled into a simple plan. First, define your goal. Maybe it's 2 rupees crore for retirement, 50 rupees lakh for a house, or 20 rupees lakh for your child's MBA. Next, choose a diversified portfolio, a mix of equity funds for growth, debt funds for stability, and hybrid funds for balance. Start a systematic investment plan, SIP, even if it's just 500 rupees a month. Consistency matters more than size. Finally, review your portfolio annually, not obsessively, to stay on track. It's a formula so straightforward it feels almost too easy, but Kumar's data backs it up. An SIP of 5,000 rupees monthly in a diversified equity fund, growing at 12% annually, could reach 1 rupee crore in 30 years. In India's booming economy, with the Sensex at 85,000 in April 2025, that's not a fantasy, it's a fact. What makes this chapter sing is Kumar's warmth. He knows starting is scary. Markets seem volatile, money feels tight, and doubt creeps in. So, he shares stories to inspire action. Let's meet Kavita, a 29-year-old nurse from Nagpur. In 2020, Kavita earned 30,000 rupees a month and had no savings. A value research webinar introduced her to Kumar's ideas. Nervous but determined, she started a 2,000 rupees monthly SIP in a multi-cap fund, aiming to buy a scooter in 5 years. When markets dipped in 2022, she wavered but remembered Kumar's advice. Keep going. By 2025, her 1.2 rupees lakh investment was worth 2 rupees lakh, enough for her dream ride and a small emergency fund. Kavita's small start shows what Kumar means. Even modest beginnings, fueled by discipline, grow into meaningful wins. Kumar also speaks to India's unique moment. With 600 million people under 30 and mutual funds managing 60 rupees lakh crore, the opportunity to build wealth is unprecedented. He paints a vivid picture. A young India investing steadily could create millions of crores by 2050, sharing in a $10 trillion economy. But it's not about greed. It's about security, choice, and dignity. He urges you to start now, no matter your age or income. For a 40-year-old like Sanjay, a shopkeeper in Lucknow, this meant starting at 10,000 rupees monthly SIP in 2023 for his son's education. By 2025, Sanjay's 2.4 rupees lakh is worth 3 rupees lakh, a foundation for a 10-year goal. Kumar's message to Sanjay, and you, is clear. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The next best time is today. He tackles excuses head-on. I'll start when I earn more, some say. Kumar counters with math. 1,000 rupees monthly at 25 grows to 30 rupees lakh by 60. Wait till 35, and you'd need 2,500 rupees monthly for the same. Markets are risky, others worry. He points to SEBI-regulated funds, with transparent fees and diversified portfolios as your safety net. His tone is firm but kind. Don't wait for perfection, just begin. Chapter 7 ends with a vision. You, years from now, looking back gratefully at this moment, your sips quietly building a fortune. His summary boxes drive it home. Start with 500 rupees, stay for 10 years, let compounding work. Conclusion: the heart of boring wealth. Kumar revisits the book's core. Mutual funds are your tool to join India's growth story. From Chapter 1's introduction to their power, through portfolios in Chapter 3, retirement in Chapter 4, pitfalls in Chapter 5, and value research's legacy in Chapter 6, he's built a case that's hard to ignore. The Sensex's climb from 3,000 in 1990 to 85,000 today mirrors the potential of steady investing. 10,000 rupees monthly since 2000 could be 1.5 rupees crore now. But the conclusion isn't about numbers alone. Kumar imagines your future. A retiree sipping tea in Shimla, free from worry. A parent watching their child graduate, debt-free. A dreamer starting a business, backed by savings. He reflects on India's financial awakening. With 12 crore SIP accounts and apps making investing seamless, mutual funds are no longer elite. They're everyday. Yet, Kumar warns, the noise persists. Ex posts hyping stocks, ads pushing risky schemes. His book, rooted in value research's 30-year legacy, is a shield, teaching you to ignore hype and embrace boring. He nods to the young, India's millennials and Gen Z, who can shape a new era of wealth if they start now. His final words linger. Wealth isn't the goal, it's the tool. Build it boringly and live richly. Let's meet one last example. Meera, a 33-year-old accountant in Ahmedabad. In 2021, Meera read A Boring Way to Get Rich after losing 2 rupees lakh in a stock trading app. Stung but hopeful, she followed Kumar's steps. A 15,000 rupees monthly SIP split across a large-cap fund, 8,000 rupees, a mid-cap fund, 5,000 rupees, and a debt fund, 2,000 rupees, aiming for retirement at 60. By 2025, her 6 rupees lakh investment is worth 9.5 rupees lakh, growing at 12%. Meera's portfolio, reviewed yearly, dodges traps like sectoral funds and scams, embodying the book's wisdom. Her dream, a seaside flat in Goa, feels closer, proof that Kumar's boring path delivers. Reflecting on the whole book. Looking back, A Boring Way to Get Rich is a masterclass in clarity. Chapter 1 introduced mutual funds as accessible wealth builders. Chapter 2 sold the beauty of boring discipline. Chapter 3 crafted portfolios for every goal. Chapter 4 planned retirement with compounding's magic. Chapter 5 warned of traps like market timing. Chapter 6 grounded it all in value research's trust. Chapter 7 and the conclusion seal the deal, turning lessons into action. At 399 rupees, it's a steal for its insights, blending data, 12% average returns, 60 rupees lakh crore in assets, with stories that feel like yours. The book shines for Indian investors. Kumar gets the challenges, 6% inflation eroding savings, limited pensions, rising costs, healthcare up 8% yearly. He tailors solutions, SEBI-regulated funds, ELSS tax breaks, SIPs from 500 rupees, making wealth inclusive. His examples span India, Kavita in Nagpur, Sanjay in Lucknow, Meera in Ahmedabad, plus others we've met, like Priyanka buying a flat, Lakshmi saving for retirement, Anjali riding volatility. They're not outliers, but ordinary people, nurses, shopkeepers, accountants, who've embraced Kumar's system. What sets the book apart is its heart. Kumar, with value research's 30-year lens, doesn't sell dreams. He sells reality. He knows markets swing, 2008's crash, 2020's dip, emotions waver, and scams lure. Yet his faith in mutual funds, diversified, professional, transparent, never falters. In 2025, with India's BSE market cap at $5 trillion and 600 million youth ready to invest, his message feels urgent. Start small, stay steady, and wealth will follow. Real-world impact, the ripple effect. Kavita's scooter, Sanjay's education fund, Meera's retirement plan. These stories, echoing Kumar's likely anecdotes, show the book's power. Kavita proves small sips matter. Sanjay shows it's never too late. Meera redeems past mistakes with discipline. Add Priyanka's home, Lakshmi's corpus, Anjali's resilience, and you see a pattern. Kumar's boring way isn't dull, it's transformative. In India, where mutual funds have grown from 1 rupee lakh crore in 2000 to 60 rupees lakh crore, these stories are multiplying, creating a nation of investors, not gamblers. Kumar's genius is universality. Whether you're a techie in Bengaluru or a teacher in Patna, his steps fit. He demystifies finance, SIP, diversify, wait, and ties it to life's joys, security, family, freedom. With 12 crore SIPs and counting, India is on track for a wealth revolution, and Kumar's book is its handbook. I hope that you've enjoyed this video, and please remember to subscribe to receive notification of upcoming recordings. See you in next video.